I know you and Vadia have done some work together. When you first started that work, what did that look like?
It was done. So I started it without a D, super poorly, because I'm an engineer, so I was convinced I knew everything anyway. So so that was the approach that I took. And then after a false start for a couple of months and stuff, it was the idea of this daunting task. I need to document my company, and I knew everybody told me I needed to do it, but it's like not knowing where to start. It's where do you want to eat? Well, you got all the restaurants in the city. You don't know what you want until somebody says, "How about chicken?" You're like, "I don't want chicken." So it's like you start narrowing things down, and that's where it came in. Her team comes in and just kind of had that well beaten path of, hey, I'm just going to talk to you, and then it's almost a frustrating conversation a couple of times. She's like, well, they do that. She's like, okay, that's great. Who's they? And what exactly do they do, and how did they know? And and you're like, well, I don't know, I've always said they. So it was a lot of that going on, but then you pull a lot of that data out of a person, and suddenly you find out you really do have all of this information. It was siloed in different places, and it's not just me as the owner, it was siloed in other employees that we had, and sometimes in employees that we lost. Idea is a long-term looking, deep thinking person. And me, I was much more of, I need an immediate return. And I didn't expect that. I thought, this is an investment I'm making into my company, and I didn't expect this big return right away. And it was the refining of the processes, the defining of how my company was going to run, that was immediate return. The efficiencies that we gained, the moments that we captured of, well, why don't we just load before, and then why don't we check out after and do these kinds of things? Those were immediate. Those, like, when I talk to people about documenting their processes, they're like, well, I'm not looking to sell, or I'm not looking to merge. I'm like, yeah, that's because you couldn't if you had to. But if you just want to run better, it's about having a rule book, and that makes it better.